Hello students, welcome back to chemistry class. In the previous class, we have started the lesson coal and petroleum. There we have concluded the formation of coal. The story of coal we have concluded, right? Yes, there we have discussed the carbonization. The process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is the process called carbonization. Okay students, coal is a fossil fuel which is used to generate electricity, which is one of the fuel in the thermal power plant. What is the use of coal in thermal power plant? It helps to generate electricity. Okay, in our home we are using electricity, everywhere in industry, everywhere we are using electricity. So from the thermal plant we can generate electricity. So after generating the electricity, which is passed through different pipelines and finally which is reaches to our home. Okay, so coal is one of the best fuel to generate electricity in the thermal power plant. Okay, coal is actually processed to get some other products also. The coal is processed to get one of the product which is known as coke. So what is coke? Coke is a black hard solid substance, a blackened hard solid substance, and which is used for the extraction of metals and for the manufacture of steel. These are the important uses of coal. Okay, so after coal you can see the another product, that is coal tar. Coal tar may be familiarized. Okay, at the construction of road you can see the coal tar. In the construction of road work, that tarring purpose, you can see coal tar is used. And coal tar is used for the other purpose like making dyes, drugs, and it is also used for making some highly explosives and some perfumes. Okay, and in the case of photography, everywhere the coal tar is used. Okay, and these are the two important products of carbon, which is mainly processed by the coal. Okay, and children, today we are moving on to the next module. It is petroleum. Okay, how the petroleum is obtained. So what is the use of petrol and diesel in the case of vehicles? Okay, so you can see the different models of vehicles like car and the advanced mode of vehicles and the heavy motor vehicles such as tractor, etc. If you want to work the car engine, so the petrol should burn and it should produce energy. Using this energy, the car engine is working out. Okay, in some vehicle you can see diesel is using as a fuel. In somewhere you can see petrol is the petrol is mainly we are using. You know the cost of 1 liter of petrol and 1 liter of diesel. Since it is an inexhaustible resource, this is a limited stock. At that point you have to remember. Okay, and today we are moving on to the extraction of petrol. Okay, how to extract petroleum. And petrol is a fossil fuel, how it is obtained. Okay.
Like coal, petroleum is also a fossil fuel, which means it is also formed from the remains of dead organism. But it is liquid as the process of its formation was much different from the formation of coal. Okay, petroleum was formed from the remains of sea creatures. As they died, their body settled at the bottom of sea and gradually got covered by sand, clay, etc. Okay, so what happens? Over millions of years, what happens? Absence of air, high temperature and high pressure. It transforms the dead organisms into petroleum and natural gas. All of us know that how important petrol, diesel, etc. are. We get this fuel from petroleum. Generally, these are all petroleum products. So, petroleum need to be refined in the refineries to get these fuels. Okay, raw petroleum or crude oil is a dark oily liquid which having an unpleasant smell. It is extracted from earth's crust through a deep oil well. Okay, a huge pump is used to extract the petroleum from the well. Petroleum is a complex mixture. Petroleum refinery means separating its components, and it is carried out at petroleum refineries. This separating process is known as fractional distillation. Okay, this process is known as fractional distillation, and this process is actually for separating chemical substances by their boiling point. Okay, not the point, separating by their substances by their boiling point. This mixture is heated to a temperature at which one or more fractions of the compound will vaporize. Okay, you have learned this separating process. Fractional distillation is used for separating the petroleum product. Okay, here what happens? The mixture is heated to a temperature at which one or more fractions of the compound will vaporize. Okay, if one particular component will be vaporized at a particular temperature and the other will be happens at other temperature. Okay, so we will get lots of products from petroleum also. After fractional distillation, you will get lots of products. What are the products? You will get a fuel like petrol, diesel, LPG, kerosene, etc. Okay, not only this fuel, okay, other things also you will get. And you will get some paraffin wax and bitumen. These are all the petroleum products. Paraffin wax means petroleum jelly. Okay, why paraffin wax is used? To prepare face cream, wax, etc. And the bitumen is used for the construction of road. Okay, for the construction of road tar work, we are using bitumen. These two are the products of petroleum. So many products are obtained, useful products are obtained after fractional distillation of petrol. So petrol is a black gold. And students, you can see compressed natural gas, formation of compressed natural gas, which is very important fuel, which is easy to transport through pipes. So which is stored under very high pressure. So it is known as CNG or compressed natural gas. CNG. Okay, where CNG can be used? CNG is a good fuel which can be used to generate power in the car, many engines, for the functioning of the engine. So the petroleum and the coal, those are exhaustible natural resources. Okay, what we can do? We have to use it as a limited stock, because since it is a limited stock, we have to be very careful while handling with those fossil fuels. Okay, instead of using exhaustible fossil fuels, you can use some natural resources like wind power, solar power, etc. Instead of using those liquids, those fossil fuels, you can use solar power for the generating energy. You can use wind power for the working of motors. You can think for this, because you the children can think about it and you can use your own ideas. Instead of petrol and diesel, you can use power alcohol. Okay, this is the way you can reduce the excess use of fossil fuels. And petroleum is a fossil fuel. Let us summarize the topic. Petroleum was formed from the dead remains of sea animals millions of years ago. Petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin, wax, lubricating oils are obtained by refining petrol. These are all the petroleum byproducts. What are they? Petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, etc. And petrol is an exhaustible natural resource. We should use it judiciously. Don't waste those fossil fuels because the availability is very less. Okay?
Distillation process is taking place. Crude oil is supplied to a furnace before the distillation tower, where crude oil is heated and vaporized and it becomes the crude oil mixture. The vapor and liquid mixture is then fed into the bottom section of the tower. The feed section is the hottest point in the distillation tower and can reach as high as 400 degrees C. Components that are still liquid at this elevated temperature become the tower's bottom product. Components that are in vapor form rise up the tower through a series of distillation stages. The temperature decreases as the vapors rise through the tower and the components condense. The yield from a distillation tower refers to the relative percentage of each of the separated components, known as product streams. Products from the distillation tower range from gases at the top to very heavy, viscous liquids at the bottom. In all cases, these product streams are still considered unfinished and require further processing to become useful products. Light products, light ends are further separated into propane, normal butane, and isobutene. This stream is often referred to as liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, and is sold as a cooking and heating fuel. Naphtha could be blended into motor gasoline, but is more likely sent to a catalytic reforming unit for octane improvement. Kerosene is generally treated and used as jet fuel. Heavier distillate streams are also treated and blended into finished diesel fuel or home heating oil, or are further processed in conversion units such as fluidized catalytic cracking and hydrocracking. The routing of these streams will vary as product demand changes to either maximize diesel production or gasoline production. Lowest end of columns, asphalt,